Hello dear students, welcome to all. Students, today we are going to start new chapter and the name of that chapter is what? Trigonometry. Okay. And students, in this class we study about introduction of trigonometry and trigonometric ratios. Clear? So now without wasting time, let's start today's lecture with chapter outline. Students, in this chapter, we will discuss about introduction to trigonometry and trigonometric ratios. And after this, we discuss about trigonometric angles. And after this, we discuss about complementary angles. And after this, we discuss about trigonometric identities. So these are the few topics which will be covered in this chapter. Clear? So now, after the chapter outline, let's discuss about introduction to trigonometry. Clear? So trigonometry is what? Students, this trigonometry word is an important, this trigonometry is very important branch of mathematics, and it is a combination of three Greek words. This word trigonometry is the combination of three Greek words, and that are trigon, and the third is metron. The meaning of tri is what? 3. And the meaning of gon is what? Sides. And the meaning of metron is what? Measure. So students, we can say that trigonometry is what? Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics in which we study about measurement of three sides. Okay. And students, we know that which polygon has three sides and three angles? It is triangle. Clear? Now, thus in trigonometry we deal with the measurement of the sides and the angles of triangle. Clear? So students, I hope you understand about this, what is the trigonometry. Clear? Now, students, after this, one question comes in your mind is that can trigonometry be used in everyday life? Okay, so yes, the answer is yes, but there is some conditions. Trigonometry may not have its direct application in solving practical issue, but it is used in various things that we enjoy so much. Okay, for example, music. As you know, sound travels in waves, and this pattern, though not as regular as sine or cosine functions. Students, you all know about waves, and students, this sine and cosine functions. In class 10th, we just introduce trigonometry. Okay, and in higher classes, you study about trigonometry very deeply. Okay, so at that time, you study about the sine and cosine functions. Okay, now, so is still useful in developing computer music. A computer cannot obviously listen to and comprehend music as we do. Okay, so computer represent it mathematically by its constituent sound waves, and this means sound engineering need to know at least introduction, or we can say basic knowledge of trigonometry. Clear? So this is the one example for uses of trigonometry. Let's discuss more examples of uses of trigonometry in our day-to-day life. Trigonometry can be used to measure the height of building or mountains. We can calculate, or we can measure the height of buildings or mountains by using trigonometry. Okay, so these are the examples here. And trigonometry is used to measuring the height of a building or a mountain. The distance of a building from the viewpoint and the elevation angle can easily determine the height of building using the trigonometric functions. And students, how can we measure the height of building and mountain by using this angle of elevation or distance of a building from a viewpoint? We study about all of this in the chapter application of trigonometry. Clear? Now let's discuss some more examples of uses of trigonometry in our real life. Trigonometry is also useful in construction. How? Let's see. In construction, we need trigonometry to calculate the following. For examples, measuring the fields, measuring the area of fields, loads and areas, making walls parallel and perpendicular, installing ceramic tiles, roof inclination, the height of building, the width of length, etc. And the many other such things where it becomes necessary to use trigonometry. Okay. And students, architects use trigonometry to calculate structural load, roof slope, ground surface, and many other aspects including sun shades and light angles. Clear? So this is the uses of trigonometry in construction works. Clear? Now students, after this, let's discuss about uses of trigonometry in flight engineering. Trigonometry is very useful in flight engineering. Let's discuss about it. Flight engineers have to take an account their speed, distance, direction along with the speed and the direction of the wind. The wind play an important role in how and when plane will arrive wherever needed. This is solved using vector to create a triangle using trigonometry to solve. Students, to identify the speed or position of the flight, we use trigonometry and we solve these problems by using the vectors. Okay, what is the vector? What are the vectors? You study about vectors in higher classes. Now, for example, if a plane is traveling at 234 mile per hour, 45 degree north to east, and there is a wind blowing due south at 20 mile per hour, trigonometry will help to solve for that third side of your triangle, which will lead the plane in the right direction. The plane will actually travel with the force of wind added on to its surface. Okay, so students, now I hope you understand that trigonometry is how trigonometry is useful in our real life. Okay, now students, the uses of trigonometry in flight engineering. After this, let's discuss about uses of trigonometry in physics. Okay, trigonometry is also useful in physics, so let's discuss about it. In physics, trigonometry is used to find the components of vector. Again, here we use vectors, model the mechanics of waves, both physical and electromagnetic waves. Okay, now, and oscillations, sum the strength of field and use dot and cross products. Okay, dot and cross products are related to vectors. Okay, so you study about dot product and cross product in physics. Even in projectile motion, you have a lot of application of trigonometry. Students, I hope you all are familiar to projectile motion because you study about projectile motion in physics. So this is the example of projectile motion. To solve the problems of projectile motion, you use trigonometry. And this is the other uh, example of problem related to physics, and here we use trigonometry. Okay, so students, these are the examples of uses of trigonometry in our real life. Okay, so now after this, let's discuss about measurement of angles. Okay, so students, the angle measured in anti-clockwise direction is taken as positive angles. We already discussed about it, how we measure angles in the chapter lines and angle in class 9th. Okay, so just revise it. If we have this initial ray and this end point is O, and let this is A, and if here this is OB other ray, and if we measure the angle in this direction, This direction is what? Anti-clockwise direction. This direction is what? Anti-clockwise direction. This direction is anti-clockwise direction. Okay. And in this direction, angle is positive. This is theta. And students, if you calculate the calculate angle in this direction, in the clockwise direction, let this is B, and if you calculate the angle in this direction, then angle is negative. This is minus theta. Clear? Now, so students, I hope you understand about this, how we measure the angles. Now, after this, let's start our discussion of trigonometric ratios. Okay. So students, what are the trigonometric ratios? We will define the certain ratios involving the sides for an acute angle of a right angle triangle. For an acute angle right angle triangle, we define some trigonometric ratios. Okay, called trigonometric ratios. Consider a right angle triangle ABC at right angle at B. This is a right angle triangle and it is right angle at B. Clear? And students, if this is a right angle triangle, then here we have two acute angles. One is A and other is C. So we can find the trigonometric ratios corresponding to these two angles. Okay. For example, if we use angle C, then we can identify the base and perpendicular which are corresponding to angle C. And if we use angle B, then our base and perpendicular are changed correspondingly. Okay. For example, if here we use angle C, then adjacent side to angle C is what? It is base. Adjacent side to angle C is what? It is base. And opposite side to angle C is what? It is perpendicular. Clear? So if we use angle C, this is base and this is perpendicular. Clear? Now for angle C, we can identify some ratios, and these are the 6 ratios: sin C, cos C, tan C, cosec C, sec C and cot C. Clear? These are the 6 ratios. And how can we define these 6 ratios for this triangle? Sin C is equals to what? It is equals to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. It is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. Cos C is what? It is base divided by hypotenuse. And tan C is what? Tan C is perpendicular divided by base. And cosec C is what? It is hypotenuse divided by perpendicular. And sec C is what? It is hypotenuse divided by base. And cot C is what? It is base divided by perpendicular. Clear? So students, if we use this triangle and we use angle C, then what is our perpendicular? It is AB. So we can write here sin C is what? It is AB divided by AB, and hypotenuse is what? It is AC. So it is AB divided by AC. Now cos C is what? Cos C is base divided by hypotenuse, and here base is what? It is BC. So it is BC divided by AC. Similarly, tan C is what? Tan C is perpendicular divided by base. Perpendicular is AB, base is BC. So we can write it as AB divided by BC. Similarly, cosec C is what? hypotenuse divided by perpendicular, so we can write it as AC divided by AB. And sec C is what? Hypotenuse divided by base, and here hypotenuse is what? AC, so AC divided by BC. Now cot C. Cot C is what? Base divided by perpendicular, so we can write it as BC divided by AB. BC divided by AB. BC divided by AB. So these are the trigonometric ratios for this triangle for C, and we read it as sin C, cos C, tan C, cosec C, sec C, and cot C. This is the single term. This sin C, sin and C both combined with one term. Okay. So now students, let's change angle C to A. Now if we use angle A, then side opposite to angle A, it becomes perpendicular. This becomes perpendicular, and side adjacent to angle A, it becomes base. Okay. Now we can define trigonometric ratios for this angle A, such as again we define all 6 trigonometric ratios for angle A, and we call it sin A, cos A, tan A, cosec A, sec A, cot A. Okay, so these are the trigonometric ratios for angle A. Clear? And we know that what is the value of sin A? Sin A is the ratio of perpendicular, it is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse, perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. And here perpendicular is what? Here perpendicular is BC, perpendicular is BC, and hypotenuse is AC. So sin A is equals to BC divided by AC. Clear? Now what about cos A? It is base divided by hypotenuse, and here base is what? It is AB. So it is equals to AB divided by AC. Clear? Now what about tan A? Tan A is equals to perpendicular divided by base, perpendicular divided by base, and it is equals to perpendicular is what? BC, and base is what? AB. So we can say that tan A is equals to BC divided by AB. Clear? What about cosec A? It is hypotenuse divided by perpendicular, so we can write it as it is AC divided by BC. Clear? Similarly, sec A is what? Hypotenuse divided by base, and it is equals to AC divided by AB. Similarly, what about cot A? It is base A, base divided by perpendicular, so it is equals to base is what? It is AB divided by BC. So these are the all six trigonometric ratios for angle A. Clear? So now students, I hope you understand that how to find the trigonometric ratios for any right angle triangle. And students, we can remember the values of sin A, cos A, tan A, cosec A, sec A, and cot A in terms of perpendicular, hypotenuse, and base by this trick P, B, P, H, H, B. This is what? This is sin, cos, and this is tan. Okay. and here P is what? Perpendicular divided by hypotenuse, base divided by hypotenuse, and perpendicular divided by base. Okay, and we can remember it by Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bhole. Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bhole. And if we use from this direction, hypotenuse divided by perpendicular, so it is cosec, and this is sec, and this is for cot. Okay, so students, I hope now you can remember this, how we define sine for any sine for any triangle, and cos for any triangle, and tan for any triangle. Clear? Now after this, let's discuss about this knot. And here this knot is what? It is each trigonometric ratio is a real number. Each trigonometric ratio is what? It is a real number. It has no unit, and it has no unit. And the second is what? Cos C is not the product of cosine and C. It is not the product of cos and C. It is just a one term. Okay, only symbolic cosine has no meaning. Also, okay. Now students, now after this, let's discuss relation between trigonometric ratios. Relation between trigonometric ratios. So first of all, we discuss about reciprocal relations. Students, we study that sine is what? Sine is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. Cos is what? Base divided by hypotenuse. And tan is what? Tan is perpendicular divided by base. And cosec for any angle is what? It is hypotenuse divided by perpendicular. And sec is base hypotenuse divided by base. Hypotenuse divided by base. And cot is what? It is base divided by perpendiculars. Here, now if we observe this, these are the reciprocal of each other. So we can say that cosec is equal to 1 upon sine. Okay, we can use any angle for any triangle. If we have a triangle ABC, so if we use angle A, then we can say that cosec A is reciprocal of sine, so we can write it as 1 upon sine A. Similarly, we can say that sec is equals to 1 upon cos, and cot is equals to 1 upon tan. Clear? So these are the relation between trigonometric ratios. Okay. Now students, now after the reciprocal relation, let's discuss about quotient relation. Okay, so here we can write tan in term of sine and cos, and tan is what? It is sine divided by cos. Tan is equals to what? It is sine divided by cos. And students, we can also prove this by using our concept, that is tan is equal to perpendicular divided by base, and sine is equal to what? Perpendicular divided by hypotenuse, and cos is what? Base divided by hypotenuse. Okay, we got this relation by solving this. So tan is equal to what? Tan for any angle is equals to sine divided by cos. Here we can say that tan theta is equals to sine theta divided by cos theta. Clear? So students, I hope you understand all about this. So now after this, let's discuss one more important note, and this is what? Sine theta square is generally written as sine square theta. If we have sine square theta, then we can write it as sine square theta, and here n being an positive integer. Similarly, for other trigonometric ratios, such as cos, tan, cosec, cot, and sec, this rule is applicable. Okay, if we have 10 10 theta whole power n, then we can write it as 10 power n theta. Clear? So now next is what? Next is the values of trigonometric ratios of an angle do not vary with the length of sides, with the length of sides of the triangle, if angle remains the same. So if angle remains same, then the trigonometric value of trigonometric ratio is always same. Clear? It does not depend on length of the sides of triangle. Clear? So now students, I hope you understand all about this. So let's discuss some interesting examples on trigonometric ratios. So the first example is, if sin theta is equals to root 3 divided by 2, the value of sin theta is equals to what? It is root 3 divided by 2. Then we have to find the values of all trigonometric ratios. Okay, all trigonometric ratios for angle theta. So students, first of all, let's draw a right angle triangle. Let this is right angle triangle ABC, and this angle B is 90 degree, and let this angle is theta. If this angle is theta, then we can say that adjacent side to this angle is what? It is base, and this is perpendicular. Clear? And side opposite to 90 degree is always hypotenuse. Clear? Now here it is given that sin theta is equals to what? It is root 3 by 2, and generally we can write sin theta is equals to what? It is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. So students, we can assume that let perpendicular is equals to root 3k and hypotenuse is equals to 2k. Here this k is any constant. Clear? Now if perpendicular is root 3k and hypotenuse is 2k, then students, by using Pythagoras theorem we can find the base. So here BC is equals to what? BC is equals to under root AC square minus AB square. AC square minus AB square. Now here AC is what? It is 2k square minus root 3k square. Okay. Now it is equals to 4k square minus 3k square in under root. So it is equals to what? It is equals to under root k square. Clear? So BC is equals to what? BC is equals to k. BC is equals to what? K. So students, we get the value of base. Now we have to find all trigonometric ratios here. So cos theta is equals to what? Cos theta is equals to base divided by hypotenuse, and here the value of base is what? K, and hypotenuse is 2k. So it is k divided by 2k, and k is cancelled out, so we got 1 divided by 2. Clear? Now here after the sec theta, cos theta, the next is what? The next is tan theta. Tan theta is what? Tan theta is equals to perpendicular divided by base, and here perpendicular is what? Here perpendicular is root 3k. Here perpendicular is root 3k divided by k, and here k and k is cancelled out. So finally what will we get? The value of tan theta is equal to root 3. Now let's find cosec theta. And students, we know that cosec theta is reciprocal of sin theta, so we can directly write it as 1 upon sin theta. Now what is the value of sin theta? It is root 3 by 2, so we can write it as 2 divided by root 3. Clear? Now What about sec theta? Sec theta is 1 upon cos theta. So we can write it. What is the value of cos theta? It is 1 by 2. So we can write it as 2. Now what about cot theta? Cot theta is what? It is 1 upon tan theta. So now what is the value of tan theta? It is root 3. So we can write cot theta is equal to 1 upon root 3. So it is 1 divided by root 3. So students, these are the values of all trigonometric ratios if sin theta is equals to root 3 by 2. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this. So now after this question, let's move to the next question, and the next question is, this is our next question. And students, it is given that cos theta is equals to 0.6. Cos theta is what? 0.6. We have to find the value of 5 sin theta minus tan theta. 5 sin theta minus 3 tan theta. Clear? So first of all, here we have the value of cos theta, that is equals to 0.6. And students, when we solve this, we can write it as 6 divided by 10, and we can cancel these denominator and numerator by 2. So it is 3 divided by 5. So we can write that cos theta is equals to what? It is 3 divided by 5. Clear? Now let's draw a right angle triangle for this value. Let this is right angle triangle A, B and C, and this angle is theta. And students, cos theta is what? Cos theta is base divided by hypotenuse. Cos theta is what? Base divided by hypotenuse. So let's assume let base is equals to 3k and hypotenuse is equals to 5k. Base is equals to 3k and hypotenuse is equals to 5k. So this is 3k and hypotenuse is 5k. So now we can calculate the value of perpendicular by using Pythagoras theorem. So now here AB is equals to what? AB is equals to under root AC square minus BC square. Clear? Now it is equals to the value of AC is what? It is 5. So 5 square, it is 5k square minus 3k square minus 3k square. So it is what? It is 25k square minus 9k square. Clear? So when we solve this, what will we get? It is 16k square in under root. So students, we can say that AB is equals to what? It is 4k. AB is equals to what? It is 4k. So the perpendicular for this triangle is what? It is 4k. Now here we required sin theta and tan theta. So we can solve this question by using our trigonometric ratios. Now sin theta is what? Sin theta is perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. It is equals to, sin theta is equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse. So it is equals to, perpendicular is 4k divided by 5k. So k and k is cancelled out. So what is the value of sin theta now? Sin theta is equals to 4 by 5. Sin theta is equals to what? It is 4 by 5. Now what about tan theta? Students, we can write tan theta is equals to perpendicular divided by base, and it is equals to sin theta divided by cos theta. So tan theta is equal to what? Perpendicular divided by base, and here perpendicular is what? Perpendicular is 4k and base is 3k. So it is 4k divided by 3k. K and k is cancelled out here. So tan theta is equals to 4 by 3. Tan theta is equals to what? It is 4 by 3. Now students, we have to find 5 sin theta minus 3 tan theta. Now let's replace the value of sin theta and tan theta here. So it is equal to 5 sin theta is 4 divided by 5 minus 3 multiply by tan theta, and the value of tan theta is what? It is 4 by 3. So this 5 and 5 is cancelled out, and this 3 and 3 is cancelled out here. So what will we get? We will get 4 minus 4 is equals to 0. So the value of 5 sin theta minus 3 tan theta is what? It is 0. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this question. Now after this question, let's move to the next question, and the next is, here we have cosec theta is equals to 2. Here we have cosec theta is equals to 2, and we have to show that cot theta is equals to sin theta divided by 1 plus cos theta. Clear? So students, first of all, what is the value of cosec theta? It is 2, and we know that cosec theta is equal to what? It is hypotenuse. It is hypotenuse divided by perpendicular. Cosec theta is what? It is hypotenuse divided by perpendicular. So students, let's draw a right angle triangle. This is A, B and C. This is right angle triangle A, B and C. Clear? Now if this is theta, then this is base, this is perpendicular, and this is hypotenuse. And if cosec theta is equal to 2, and that is equals to hypotenuse divided by perpendicular, so let's assume hypotenuse is equals to 2k and perpendicular is equals to k. Clear? So this is 2k and perpendicular is k. So by using Pythagoras theorem, we can find the value of BC here. So BC is equals to what? BC is equals to under root AC square minus AB square. BC is equals to what? It is AC square minus AB square. So what is the value of AC here? The value of AC is equal to 4k square minus AB is what? K. So k square. So the value of this is what? 3k square. So we can say that BC is equals to root 3k. BC is equals to what? It is root 3k. This is root 3k. Clear? Now we can find the value of cot theta. The value of cot theta is equal to what? It is base divided by perpendicular. It is base divided by perpendicular, and here base is what? Base is root 3k. Base is root 3k and perpendicular is what? It is k. So here this k and k is cancelled out. So the value of cot theta is what? It is root 3. Now here we required sin theta. Sin theta is what? Sin theta is reciprocal of cosec theta. Reciprocal of cosec theta. So we can write it as 1 upon 2. Clear? Now what about cos theta? Cos theta is equals to base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse, and here base is what? Root 3k. Root 3k, and hypotenuse is what? 2k. So here k and k is cancelled out. So cos theta is equals to what? Root 3 by 2. So these are the few trigonometric ratios for this angle theta. Clear? Now we have to find, or we can say that we have to prove that the value of this expression is equals to 2. So let's solve the left hand side of this, and left hand side is what? Cot theta plus sin theta divided by 1 plus cos theta. Clear? Now, what is the value of cot theta? The value of cot theta is root 3. So we can write root 3 plus the value of sin theta is 1 by 2. So it is 1 divided by 2 and it is divided by 1 plus cos theta. Now what is the value of cos theta? It is root 3 by 2. So it is 1 plus root 3 by 2. Clear? So now when we solve this, what will we get? Let's see. First of all, it is equals to root 3 and it is 1 divided by 2 plus root 3. 1 divided by 2 plus root 3. Now, students, we can rationalize this term. And how can we rationalize this term? Let's see. This is equals to root 3 plus 2 minus root 3 divided by 2 plus root 3 multiply by 2 minus root 3. To rationalize, we multiply its conjugate in denominator and numerator. So what will we get? 2 minus root 3 divided by 2 plus root 3 multiply by 2 minus root 3. So it is equals to what? It is equals to, this is equals to root 3 and 2 plus root 3 multiply by 2 minus root 3, it becomes 2 minus root 3 divided by 4 minus 3 and 4 minus 3 is nothing but 1. So it is equals to what? Root 3 plus 2 minus root 3 divided by 1. And students, we can write it as root 3 plus 2 minus root 3. So here root 3 and minus root 3 is cancelled out. So finally what will we get? The value of left hand side is equals to 2. And it is given that prove that this is equals to 2. So we can say that left hand side is equals to right hand side. So we prove this. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this question. So now after this question, let's move to the next question. And the next question is, if sin x plus cosec x is equals to 2, then we have to find the value of sin power 10x plus cosec power 10x. And students, this is very interesting question. So let's try to solve this question. Students, we know that cosec x and sin x are reciprocal to each other. These are reciprocal to each other, and it is given that sin x plus cosec x is equals to what? It is equals to 2. Now we can write it as sin x plus cosec x is equals to 1 upon sin x. So let's replace cosec x is equals to 1 upon sin x, and this is equals to 2. Clear? Now when we solve this by taking LCM sin x, what will we get here? It is sin square x plus 1, that is equals to 2. Sin square x plus 1 divided by sin x is equals to 2. Now let's cross multiply it. Then what will we get? Sin square x plus 1 is equals to 2 sin x. Sin square x plus 1 is equals to 2 sin x. Clear? Now we can write it as sin square x minus 2 sin x plus 1 equals to 0. Now students, let's reduce this equation in the form of quadratic equation. Let sin x is equals to y. When we assume sin x is equals to y, what will we get? Let's see. It is equals to y square minus 2y plus 1 equals to 0. So we can write it as y square minus y plus 1 equals to 0. and it is equals to, when we take y common, then what will we get? Y minus 1, and when we take minus 1, again we will get y minus 1, that is equals to 0. So y minus 1 multiply by y minus 1 equals to 0. So what will we get? Y is equal to 1 comma 1. And students, we can directly write it as, it is what? It is y minus 1 whole square. Okay, this is what? Y minus 1 whole square. So what will we get? Y is equals to 1 only. So what is the value of y? It is 1, and y is what? Y is sin x. So students, here sin x is what? Sin x is equals to 1. If y is equal to 1, then sin x is equals to also 1, because we assume that y is equal to sin x. Clear? Now, if sin x is equals to 1, then cosec x is also 1, because it is the reciprocal of sin. So the value of cosec x is equal to also 1. Now we have to find the value of sin power 10x plus cosec power 10x, and the value of sin is what? 1. So it is 1 power 10 plus 1 power 10. So it is equals to 1 plus 1, that is equals to 2. This is our final answer. This is our final answer. Okay. So students, I hope you understand this question. So now after this question, let's discuss about your homework assignment. And students, today's your homework assignment is, you have to practice questions of exercise 1, and in exercise 1 you have to practice the questions of section A, both objective and subjective type. Okay, so this is your today's homework assignment. And students, in today's class we discuss about introduction to trigonometry, and we discuss some trigonometric ratios, and we discuss some real life uses of trigonometry. And after all this, we discuss some interesting examples of trigonometric ratios. I hope you understand and enjoy all these examples. So now we have to finish today's class here. We will meet again in next class and continue this chapter with trigonometric ratios at some specific angles. So students, now thank you and have a nice day.